before. Just tell anybody. If you watch me on every Fox NFL Sunday, and I almost got in this habit. It started in 2005. I was in a stadium by myself, stadium, and I was doing a hit for Fox NFL Sunday. I got no idea why it happened, but I started going like this. I started feeling, I was sweating. I felt like I was about to die. And it's now happened every time, including when we did Ballers. And I don't know if you ever noticed me over there doing a bunch of stuff, but it's before the first segment all the time. The way I get out of it is by trying to get you or somebody else to laugh.
Yeah.
But I wrestle with my abuser. Like, I'm sitting there, and even my guys at Fox don't know this because I didn't want them, I don't want to bring them down. Like, this is their too. I don't want to bring them down. So I got to deal with it myself. So, man, I'll breathe, I'll try and meditate, but I'll always laugh. So the gray hates laughter. That's part of the book is how you deal with it. And this is the first time I'm revealing this, dude. Every single show, until I wrote it, and Lane Johnson who said, hey, if you journal, it's helped me a lot. And I realized, oh my God, once I wrote this down, I stopped having anxiety. Rare. So from 2005 till this year, every single show, commercial show, Ballers, Fox, MMA, didn't matter. I'm wrestling with my abuser for the first 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm not afraid to be on TV. I fucking love it. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable on TV. I'm great in chaos. I don't know why it happened.
Well, let me ask you this. When it comes to anxiety and, and panic attacks and things like that, we've all been there. You and I have talked about ours in the past and recently too as well. But, for something like that, because the gray does hate laughter. And if you don't have your boys around you or your girls or whoever it is that you can bounce a joke off of and fucking start to laugh so you can break this little cycle that you're going through right now, what do you do then for people who are watching now?
I have some breathing that I do. I'll do deep breathing. I'll convince myself, but I wrestle. I'm like, I'm not going to let it win. Like, that's the whole thing too, man. I will not let the gray win. That is it. I made the decision. And I will just keep going. But sometimes as I'm on TV, I'm talking to the roommates in my head, trying to get them to play nicely with each other. And I'm just hoping that I get this shit right as I'm coming. But that's why you'll see me on TV with a big smile, laughing this. But the real, oh man, I get choked up talking about it. The real truth is, man, yeah, I'm wrestling with this abuser, trying not to let anybody else see it because I don't want to put that shit on them. And I kind of get choked up because I'm like, man, sometimes I just want to give this dude a hug. Like, man, you don't deserve this. You're okay, But ever since I wrote it, I haven't had one, which is just incredible. And I still got to get back to your 5 pillars here.
No, all right, we'll get back there, but I think that's a big thing for people to know, man. Every time they see you on TV, that is what you are going through and wrestling with, in your head, because, the truth is, man, there's so much suffering in silence with people around the world where they just feel so fucking uncomfortable about talking. Anxiety, what you just shared, which is yeah, I think it's really, really going to help a lot.
And again, for me, I'm great in chaos, dude. Great in chaos. I'm not good in, so a lot of times I'll create chaos because I'm formed to that, or people of society. And that's the thing that confuses me. So I'm great in chaos, and I love being on camera, but then it happens. So my point to everybody else out there is this thing plays by its own set of rules. It sits down at your table whenever it damn well. Okay, nothing's wrong with you.
That's it. Well, listen, speaking of let me go through these pillars for everybody. An unbreakable mindset.
MMA system that we started, but go ahead, shoot it, big boy.
All right. Find out who the best is and do more. Yeah. Be relentless. Push your love this one. I love all of these, but I love this. And every time we're trying, you can't push yourself more, but you do. But on the other end and the other side of that breaking point, like that's where the success is, right?
And then you look back. So I'll tackle these three real quick. We push our breaking point. So you look back and you say to yourself, damn, I can't believe 2 weeks ago that used to be hard. I can't believe a month ago I was down here. So now you push yourself up here and you see how much more you're capable of. That's where we push our breaking points. And especially when we're training our fighters or football players, I want them to understand it. Like our football players, man, we'll put them through 3 or 5 minute rounds with a 1 minute break. And I'm like, dude, if you could do 5 minute rounds here with a 1 minute break, you damn sure could do a 7-second round with a 1 minute break on the football field. So just remember that, right? And the relentlessness. Like, man, we are, like if I am, and this word's opposite of the world, where I want us to show and say anything, athletically or business-wise, you will fucking never know when I'm hurt. You will never know when I'm tired. And it's like, you'll see like me and Randy Couture and Chuck Liddell in our gym, and we're training these guys, and we are just relentless, nonstop. Until somebody goes, holy fuck, get them off of me. Like, I didn't sign up for it, right? And I also, like, our fighters can't take a stool in between rounds. I want them walking back and forth, and having somebody go, why the hell is Randy Couture not sitting down? What is going on over here? And we give a lot of, examples in the book of this also. And then find out who the best is and do more than them. If you all want your dreams to come true, follow what Dwayne does and say, I'm going to do more than that. I've told a million football players, same thing. Find out who the best is and do more than them. Tom Brady, find out what Tom does and do more than him. And I can't tell you how many guys say to me, I can't do that. That's too much. Well, if you want your dreams come true, that's it. Like the secret to success, it's not really a secret. It's outwork the world.
That's right. It's outwork the fucking world. Be the hardest workers in the room. Approach it like your back is up against the wall. I call it the backs up against the wall philosophy. And when you operate with your back up against the wall, you got one fucking place to go, and that is forward, and that's ahead. You have another one here, neutral face. You and I have talked about this in the past. Don't ever show you're hurt. Make sure you have that neutral face on. But not only in the gym. Go ahead.
We don't now tell our football players, our fighters, again, if you're hurt or tired, don't ever show it. And you can't control yourself here. It's like, man, like, when you're a little kid and you're playing tag with your friend, your brother, son, and all of a sudden you're exhausted, you're laying down, and they come over and they twang you, and all of a sudden you jump up and run after them. You forget you're tired, right? So if you could sit there and not show it, and you start to see somebody else start to break athletically, man, it's like a branch. Now you can hear it, you can feel it, and all of a sudden you forget you're tired. That's when you start sharpening your weapons, and that's the same as in business too, right? Man, if someone's hurting you in business, don't show it. Just keep going, because a lot of times people are going to go, man, we didn't sign up for this. Yeah. We signed up. We didn't sign up. We signed up to play a game, not to fight.
I love that one. I remember when you were a little tired on the set of Ballers, I came over and slapped the dog shit out of you, and that kind of woke you up. Remember that one?
Oh yeah, I totally remember that one. Yeah.
All right, the last one, which I really love, and it might be my favorite one, or the combination actually, is it's our honor to fight hurt. And what I love about this is we have seen so many athletes, professional athletes, amateur athletes, over the years and decades who fight through pain, become injured, in the ring, in the octagon, on the court, on the field, fight through it, and they go out on their fucking shield, men and women. And I love that because it truly is. And I'll give you one example, and I told you this in the past. It was my very last WrestleMania match, a giant stadium there in New York. WWE Championship was a phenomenal match. We had 45 minutes in that match. myself and John Cena, 45 minutes total to go. At about the 15, 16-minute mark, I think I got suplexed. I can't remember what it was, and I felt a big pop. Boom, and it went, and I didn't know what the pop was, but it was kind of down here in my front hip area. Not in my groin, but a little higher on my hip bone. And I'm laying there in the middle of Giant Stadium, and I'm looking up. There's 80,000 people, and I'm like, man, I try to, as best I as subtle as I can, stick my hand in my trunks and feel around. I was hoping that I didn't feel a bone pop out or anything like that. I didn't, and I'm like, man, there's something really wrong here. Something just happened. When I got up, I realized I didn't have any push or spring off this right leg. And now I asked the referee how much time we had left. He said, well, we have about 20, 30 minutes left of this match. Do you need me to secretly call the match and say you're hurt? I said, no, let's get going. Let's keep going, rather. And plus, also, you're in the moment, right? You're feeling the adrenaline. I don't want to let 80,000 people down. I don't want to let John Cena down or anyone involved here. It's WrestleMania. It's the big Super Bowl of pro wrestling. 20, 30 minutes later, at the end of the match, John Cena hits me with his other finish, which is almost like a big over-the-head suplex. And I feel a big pop, boom, even bigger. Winds up, I went home to Miami at that time. I went to get my MRI. I came out of the MRI. The doctor came to me, and he said, I don't know how you actually walked in here. I said, what do you mean? He said, you have the top of your quad and your adductors torn off your pelvis. Oh. And I said, what? He goes, yeah, it's torn off your pelvis. But so anyway, long story short, I didn't have surgery. I had to tissue up. But the point of this was, in the moment, you make a decision to fight through the pain, fight through the hurt to get to the other side of it. Am I happy I didn't call the match? I am, because there was a lot riding on it, and I had a responsibility and accountability to everyone else. But also, in that moment, I felt like I could go on. You know how it's all up here, right? In between your ears and in between the rib cage, as you like to say. So I love it's your honor to fight hurt.
And look at what it did for you. Here you are. You're the biggest star in the world. But look what makes you feel great, right? You know, for the rest of your life, no one could ever take that from you. Like, you went out there and you're like, fucking no, I'm a gangster. Like, I did that with two things torn off the bone, which is insane that you're able to do. Again, us being fucked up with our fucked upness, that's fucked up. And it's something that you'll have as a badge of honor forever. And so I try and teach our guys all the time. And I use stories in the book from Tony Gonzalez and Rondé Barber and Tom Brady. Tom Brady played all of last year with a torn MCL. No one had any idea. Won the Super Bowl. So I think in today's day and age, everybody wants to be so perfect because of social media. They don't want to get hit. They don't want to have a meme. And I'm like, dude, it's your honor. You have, that first year we traded Lane Johnson, this whole neutral face, you're never going to see it. He had a high ankle sprain, torn MCL, and he herniated L4, L5 and never missed a game.
Wow.
And that's right there. That's what I'm talking about. That's how your dreams come true. Don't worry about, and I talk in the book about Connor was going to fight Brock Lesnar, and Randy actually popped a bursa sac in his elbow and couldn't lift going in the fight. And Randy is, 87 years old going into that. And Brock's a monster. And I was like, hey, dude, why don't we pull out of this one and kind of wait until you're healthy? And he just jumps my shit. He's like, pull out of it. Are you kidding me? Pull out of it. He said, could you imagine if I could beat him? I'm at 50%. Even if I just slam him and I'm at 50%. Think of what that does for me. I was like, whoa, okay, my bad. But that's it right there, right? Nothing is going to be perfect in our lives, ever. We've got to find it to be our honor to fight through that pain and fight through those limitations and just knowing ourselves, let it lift us up from the inside out.
You know what I love about that, Jay, is the reason why I love that particular pillar, that it is an honor for us to fight. It's an honor for us to work through those challenges. Is what I love about that philosophy is it's more than sport. It's more than athletics. It's something, I think, greater and deeper than that, which everyone can relate to on every level around the world, which is just having the